Hi everyone, my name is Karina Vilena and I am the founder of Vilena Therapy. And today we have a very interesting topic, the topic that can make us happier, and that is gratitude. If we ask most people, do you want to be happy? Most of us are more likely to say yes. So here's a very powerful skill that can make us happy. You've probably seen it or heard about it many times, but in order to truly benefit from it, we should think of it in depth and like never before. Speaking of gratitude, I would like to express my gratitude for this opportunity to California Institute of Research and Technology. So, how would we define gratitude? Gratitude can be defined as the ability to recognize and appreciate all the good in our life. It's more than just saying thank you. It's how we look at life and its challenges and its easiness. So it's also the ability to realize the source is not always us. So the source is sometimes outside, and that can connect us to people around us and ultimately to the higher power for those with religious beliefs. Now, if we feel grateful, it's essential that we express it with our tongue or in written format. And finally, the positive action needs to be created as a result of that feeling. So when we feel good, what do we want to do? We want to do good. We want to speak good. We want to be good. And that's the power of gratitude. I want to share with you a study next that is really bringing a strong insight into it. So a study on research on gratitude at University of Miami asked participants to write a few sentences each week. They were all focusing on a particular topic. So the first group wrote about things they were really grateful for that week. The second group wrote about daily irritations and things they don't like, things they don't want to be around. And the third group wrote about events that week with no emphasis on them being positive or negative, just as they are. The results are that after 10 weeks, those who wrote about gratitude, they felt so positive and much more content about their life. And surprisingly, they exercised more, they went to the physicians more than those who focused on sources of negativity and irritation, or those who just remain neutral. So this is just one study, but there's numerous studies showing us the correlation between gratitude and happiness. So now that we spoke about gratitude, it's essential that we speak about the opposite of it because that will help us understand gratitude even more. So the opposite of gratitude is ingratitude. We define ingratitude as lack of gratitude. Simple as that. Its importance is shown in, again, numerous studies. For example, one in 2003 mentions that in a recent study of over 800 descriptive trade words, ungrateful was rated as one of the most negative traits. We've all been there. Somebody is ungrateful, it makes us feel bad. It might ruin the connection between that person or at least weaken it. So this and other numerous studies, and this one was done by Watkins, Woodward, and Stone and Colts, they show the impact of ingratitude has in our lives and in our mental health and on our relationship. So now we know what ingratitude is. What can lead to ingratitude? The first thing is the inability to recognize the good, especially the good and wisdom that's hidden behind difficulties. You see, when we're in a difficult situation or when we're struggling and something's not going according to our plan, our expectations, or our desires, maybe we want to get something, but we're unable to get it. Maybe someone lets us down. In those moments, we are more likely to become ungrateful. Many people can be grateful for the good. We've seen it. You give someone something and they might be grateful, but very few can really master the skill of being grateful for those hardships. Now, second thing that can lead to ingratitude, getting used to or taking things for granted. Think about it. We often feel like we need to show gratitude for new things, but What about the ongoing things? What about the ongoing food on our table or the house that we get to enjoy every single day? Do we pay enough attention to those things? Do we really express our gratitude in our hearts enough for those things? So, third thing is being overwhelmed by tasks and overthinking. Now, I know it's tough sometimes. So, when we're constantly thinking, especially for the busy ones, what should we eat? Where should we go? How should I do in my career? What should I do next? How do I decorate my house? And things like that. Being busy with our children, social media, busy with our business, and so forth, when we're constantly overwhelmed and overstimulated, then gratitude decreases. We simply don't have enough time or energy to notice all the great things in our lives. Now, the fourth one might surprise you, and that is giving credit to ourselves. Believing that we are the source of all the good, when in fact most of us are born with so many things like sight, hearing, immune system, digestive system, kidneys, and the list is endless. Every day, most of us get to enjoy these things without having to pay for it. Yes, yet sometimes we act as if the sources of everything is us. So that arrogance can actually lead to ingratitude. Well, similarly, humbleness leads to gratitude. So the final one is society. It can put good and bad pressure on a person. Creating ranks based on achievements and material possessions can really motivate some people to, become high achievers and do great things. But in most cases, that motivation comes from trying to fit in or feeling like we have to be a certain way and that we're not good enough and what we have is not good enough the way it is. Now, I feel like, and I hope that ingratitude is pretty clear. Now, let's move to the more positive side again, which is the benefits of gratitude. Resilience to stress, less comparison to others. Like, think about it. If we practice gratitude, we're directing our attention and focus on all the good things that we have and all the good things about us and our life. And this can help us to really release those feel good hormones such as dopamine, serotonin. It will increase our physical health, increase patience. Many studies show that, more positive outlook on life, and even better sleep quality. So, those are just a few of many benefits. Now, how do we increase gratitude? How do we get to feel it more and get to enjoy the benefits of gratitude? The first one is random acts of kindness and charity. So we might think that gratitude is just something that we feel when we receive something. But actually, gratitude gets all the good feel good hormones get released when we give something. Studies are showing the opposite. So the impact of giving is actually much more long lasting and creates a much more positive feeling. Now, another one is negative visualization. We might have heard the idea that we learn the value of something once we lose it. Like, imagine something that we have already, such as our house, our car, and then we imagining that someone took it away from us, and then we realize that it's still here. It can help us create a feeling of gratitude and can help us look at it in a new way. You've probably seen it in children a lot, where if a mother says, "Can I please give your toy to someone else?" all of a sudden they realize that that toy they never touch is now the most important, one of the most important things in their lives. So this is an example how having the fear, not the fear, but having the awareness that something can be taken away can increase gratitude for it, which is really, really good. Another thing is writing a thank you letter. So, to find out the impact of this, researchers from the University of Texas told 334 people to write a letter showing appreciation to a person who has done a pleasant gesture for them in the past. So, someone who did something really important for them. Next step, the participant were asked to guess the recipient's reaction. Now, most people would think that it would make the recipient quite awkward and it will make them just a tiny bit happy. But actually, research is then followed up with the recipient to find out that their real reaction, which was much more positive and way, way less awkward. And this really explains that we often overestimate how awkward the person will feel and underestimate how positive they will feel. And this again explains why so many people are hesitant to express their gratitude this way. But it shows also, there's another study that shows that when we do take that risk and get out of our comfort zone and express gratitude for a letter or a message or an email or just an interaction, the impact of that can last up to 1 month. Now, that's very interesting to think that one letter of thank you expressing our sincere feelings of appreciation can lead to 1 month of happiness. I hope you enjoyed today's topic, and I hope that it will encourage us to bring more of these really healthy patterns and habits into our life.